Today we review with some of my personal experiences the plane I took off more often than I landed in. Airplane Simulation Company's C-130J. I'm Rifle and I teach Jtac and close air support. Forward deployed combat controllers have surveyed an unprepared runway so we can reinforce them with troops and gear. Join me in the DCS C-130J cockpit today as we effect the fight with cargo. I learn how to use a microwave and share a lowercase detail about the Herc's cockpit.
Cleared hot, cleared hot.
Hey, welcome back. Yep, probably not what you thought you were gonna do, and it's not, or what I was gonna do. But we're in the fat lady right now, the C-130J, and we're not gonna drop a Moab today. Just give me a second here, just going through my legs. I'll select number 2, press the execute on that. Cool, she's in there. We want to turn brakes off. And the digimap, let's put it on number 3. All right. So quick welcome back. And I was absolutely dismayed when so many people were saying, maybe it's tongue-in-cheek and maybe I'm focusing too much on it. I appreciate that. But that this bird doesn't have a place in DCS world. And I'm going to share my opinion with you. And that is that it's absolutely ridiculous to think that. If real-world militaries and air forces still have the Herc, it's because it makes sense in the grand scheme of things for tactics and strategy, and it absolutely belongs in DCS. So, where do I fit into that? Where does Rifle fit into all this stuff? Just give me a moment here. I just want to be aware of that 17.5. I'm no pilot, not the best at this. So yeah, we could do a Moab strike. There's nothing in the back right now. What we are doing is taking off from Incirlik, and we've got an austere airstrip that we are going to land on today. It's a beach, and there's a Special Forces combat controller team that did a tactical survey of this beach runway. And we're going to go support it. We can now stay online. Stay. Well, that's where Jtac and Rifle can help out with. Because this is stuff that Jtacs can do. J in Jtac means joint. Just got those flaps. Stay on runway heading. We're looking really good. Continue that runway heading. We're over 200 knots. We'll grab a little bit of altitude as we go to waypoint number 2. Let's get some climbing in there. Where are we at? There it is. Let's say 5,000 feet. And full disclosure for this mission, I'm taking the 12 line out of the J-Fire for this. I've done a number of hasty landing zones, but that was for Chinooks and a variety of other kind of choppers. I've spoken to a couple combat controllers about this, and I'm going to do this in a more formal, by the book type of way. It just won't seem probably super smooth just because I don't have that experience. So full disclosure on that, just like I'm not a C-130 pilot. Let's hold the altitude. Let's go for a walk around this thing. So in the back seat, just really something else. That sound, that kind of like a low hum or a high pitch, that is to the T, and it's absolutely amazing. I think the only thing really missing in this is like a second static line. This cable here, the silver one, right? It should be, there can be a second one. And so your jumpers, when jumping static line, they hook up to that, and you follow the guy in front of you, and then you jump out, and you're like a cigarette, like leaving the vehicle in on the highway. Just you just take off. And then for free fall, you could do static line as well, but we used to call this guy the big screen TV. So when this opens up, like I'm sure everything is to specs, but it would just look like a big rectangle, and then you just walk your way off of the ramp. Really something else, right? That second static line, back to the static line, would come out here. I think that's what this guy comes out for. And then you have a second line. You can even see the red and green lights here. The details in this is amazing. And so that's if you're jumping out the back door. And the pilot, red light, and then green light for the go. You don't need to tell me go for that green light. The only thing really that I would say is the weathering is kind of faded, and I get it. Like, planes will get older with time, but when Canada got its first C-130Js, it had that new car smell. Everything was pristine. The last time I was in them, it was the same thing. Just want to see where we're at here. Cockpit wise, no mountains we're going to crash into. Fantastic. Let's go to the back. I remember AC-130H, the H model, the U model. I got to be in an H model in Afghanistan the last day I was ever in Afghanistan. It was like a giant black box in here. And up at the front, then you had your, what was it? I think it was a 25 millimeter. And unfortunately, eventually they got rid of that, the crowd pleaser. And then in the back, of course, you had your 105 and the 40 mil with your ammo bank being all back here. Really something. And then they used to have like this huge burn barrel right there, and they'd chuck the 105 casings in that thing. If I remember correctly, along here they stowed their parachutes, or maybe along here. And that was the H models. The new J models, just, they look exactly like this. And what's really cool is your ops center, if you will. I don't know what they really call it. They just look like pallets. So everything's on a pallet. I think the 30 millimeter that's out here is on a pallet as well. And then I think they've got all kinds of goodies, like a couple tubes back here, I think it is, or maybe they're on the ramp for some of the smaller weapons. They're kind of a GPS laser guided weapon as well. But yeah, really something. I wanted to talk about those experiences because there's more than enough people online that are going to show you everything else. And this is just my experience back here. You know, the aircraft that I took off more often than I landed in, and really something. I've met Matt a couple of times briefly, and I laughed so hard when I saw a microwave. And like, if you look at this thing, it's something else. It's really something else. I've been in this seat back here before when they picked me up in Belize, did a small team mission back there, and everything was fantastic. I learned a few things from the Herc. The only reason I laugh about the microwave is if someone is going to go to these lengths. I don't know if you can hear that. Can we hear it? If it, you can kind of hear those buttons. There's no time. I asked about that, and in Matt's own words, you know, if he codes something for that, then maybe the number 3 engine will spontaneously explode, and then he has to go through everything else. So not a priority already. Like, I totally get it. There you go. It's nice and clean in there. I just don't know how to close it. Keep pressing this. Got it. Oh, Is it? Ah, it's there. I figured it out. It's the right mouse control. So, and then this guy working in the back, the panels there. I haven't figured out this stuff, but I have to for the follow-on videos. Mandatory skins. Have to. Otherwise, it would be treasonous. How we doing here for our map? Everything's looking good. I'm gonna lay this one down on you. I could be wrong, but the commander was flying us from, or the CO for this squadron out of CFB, Canadian Forces Base Trenton. And I love aviation. I was a Special Forces operator and a Jtac instructor, but I am no pilot. I've got minutes, only minutes of Alpha Jet time, F-18 time, and 1.9 hours in a Cessna 150. So I looked like crazy all over the place. And this is the tidbit I will leave with you. Where is the only lowercase letter in the cockpit? You can use this with your friends, tease someone about it, maybe ask a C-130 pilot about it if they don't know. But apparently there is one, because everything else seems to be uppercase. Where is the only lowercase letter in the C-130J cockpit? At this point, we're coming up close to the hills. We're going to want to be a little bit more tactical on this one. We're going to start getting some communication as well with the controllers. And prepare for that landing.
Autopilot. vehicle ahead.
Burma 2-2, this is backhand 3-0 for TAC LZ control, radio check. Burma 2-2 reads you loud and clear. Backhand 3-0 reads you loud and clear. LZ Canuck, unprepared, lake immediately west, forest immediately east, and south of Overrun. Length 3,000, width 400, Overrun 300. 37 Sierra Bravo Alpha 97915 89281. 1,306 feet. 37 Sierra Bravo Alpha 97620 89945 1297 feet. 3-degree glide slope. Runway slope -0.003. Sand CBR 23. No winds. Temperature 20 degrees. Runway 155 is active. Approach from the northwest. Burma reads back unprepared. Lake immediately west, forest to the east and south of the Overrun. 3,000, 400, 300. 37 Sierra Bravo Alpha 97915 89281. 1,306 feet. 37 Sierra Bravo Alpha 97620 89945. 1,297 feet. Runway 155 is the active. We're going to approach from the northwest. Backhand 30 Burma 22, 2 minutes. Burma 22 visual, clear to land.
Autopilot.
Clear to land, Burma 22. Okay, coming up on our last waypoint, number 5. I am way too slow. There's that lake to our nose. We got the smoke mark off to the left. We can see the beach right of the smoke. So the water hazard clearly to the west. And trees to the east. 3 green, full flaps. Okay, let's sustain the speed here. Buck 20. Not quite waypoint 5. Let's start our descent nice and slow. What do we got here? T-skid. I don't think we'll make 155 just yet. A little fast. Can't make those panel markers out just yet. I want to get a little bit lower. There's that pre-overrun, or just overrun, not a problem. I think that's going to be a nice lineup, a little slow. That's looking really good. Just shy of a buck 20. Can't make out those panel markers just yet. I think I see the center. I see the panel markers. We are on for lineup. Not too much there. There's that center. All right, Jesus, take the wheel. now that we're safely down to this forward location, Special Forces dismount with a healthy supply of rippets and combos so that these guys can train an indigenous force to go kick someone's ass. As we're RTB, I want you to consider the C-130 in your simulation play. It's for a long time, a lot of people just hearing, where does this fit in? And so my first of probably a few videos on the C-130 as a Jtac Special Forces operator veteran, this is one of the contributions that makes sense in DCS. If you wanted to have a more complex environment, I totally understand that no type of C-130 is going to survive being across front lines or something like that. But when you have people or aircraft like the Harrier, for example, and you have helicopters, it absolutely makes sense to incorporate a C-130. Follow-on videos will definitely look at dropping logistics and give you guys ideas to spitball how you can incorporate realism into your simulation. And I'm gonna do that from how I think I can contribute to the community, and that's as, you know, some retired Jtac guy. What we just did there, landing troops on the beach, austere airstrip, that was not semi-prepared, but an unprepared runway. Again, I just want to reiterate that I've never done the 12 line before. I'm sure it goes a little bit like that. There might be a couple tweaks that I got wrong. You know, the CBR-23, for example, I went into some books on that just to do some research. And I really hope that I got that piece right. But if you're a fan of aircraft, this thing is a beast. Again, like I said, I've met Matt before. Full disclosure, I'm doing this video not just because he bought me supper and is a great guy. The C-130 is close to my heart, and it needs to be done. This is just really, look at this thing. I'm gonna play with this cord. I'm gonna let my ADHD take over here while I'm flying. You know, like I said about the oh, there's an issue there. Those doors not open. The microwave. If you're gonna detail a microwave, clearly you're gonna work on a lot of other things. I understand the microwave is not a priority, but this is week one of this really an amazing module, and I think in many ways Matt here and the airplane simulation company, everyone who's involved in that program or project, really raised the bar for other third-party developers. And as a guy who's just, you know, I had a military career, just tons of feelings, really. And I just want to say thanks. Like, the sense of community is awesome. I cannot wait to get parachutists in the back. Just the fact that I can do this. Where's the button? There we go. I'm in the back again. I don't remember ever seeing these safety items though. Like, where were they? Probably hid it from us. And then I don't know if I talked about this. The head, it's the shitter. So if like this panel goes down, that's the toilet's back there. Probably use this a couple of times. Just the number 1 though, and then you got like a really crappy curtain. Just goes out like that. But the details, just something awesome. Remember the AC-130, it had like a bubble canopy down here. You could lie down and just watch everything down on the ground. It's pretty slick. I wonder if the doors, the jump master, they put a board out. I'm not gonna risk it. Just standing here, waiting for that green light to go. Actually, we can see that. Air deflector doors, caution. Oh, there it is. Yes. What does that do? Jump. Go. There's the green light. Green lights at the back for those that are gonna jump out the back door. Awesome. Kid in the candy store. Great job, Matt. Like, seriously. Uh-oh. Okay, that's how you shut that. Anyways, I need to figure out how to properly work this thing. Because the next videos, definitely some low-level resupply, austere landing, set up a FARP, all things that militarily speaking, this plane executes tactics that drives strategy to succeed. So that'll be a big one. So to all those that say C-130 doesn't belong here, like get online, multiplayer, make teams, make friends, right? That's where the sense of community comes in, and have people that enjoy that. You know, the F-15 Charlie is coming out soon, full fidelity, right? Have those guys forward of your C-130 and create the environment through controlled violence so that the C-130 can do its job. I'm really excited to see what people are going to do with this bird. What's my distance here? 6 miles. Looks like the airport there. But there's a village right there. Hold on a second. I gotta do this. It's too strong.
Autopilot.
Disengage. I'm entering what appears to be a pylon turn. In that village right there. Northwest corner. Got a couple squirters there.
Check altitude.
Visual.
Check altitude.
Tally.
Check altitude.
Standby rounds.
Check altitude. Check altitude.
One can only wish. I need to focus. What's these error messages here? Yeah, I'm on heading. Just gonna pull the throttles all the way back. If you're still hanging around the video right now, join us on Discord where we discuss all things Jtac and close air support. I teach real Jtacs, generally soldiers that are being course loaded, a lot of JFOs recently. Out of all the people that I train, I've only had one that was unsuccessful. And I would love to start training flight sim enthusiasts. If you know the Jtac stuff, I promise you that you will be better at your air-to-ground game in something like the A-10. Any aircraft for that matter, it's always a challenge. Yeah, that's what's going on here.
Throttle.
Got it. I am way too fast.
Too low. Terrain.
All the way back. I'm too fast. I'm waiting for 250, I think. This might be not appropriate for the aircraft. But below 250, gear down. Easy with that nose, full flaps, let's go.
Terrain.
Lower right down. This is horrible. This feels infinitely better compared to landing on a beach. Look how long that runway is. Yeah. Just kissed it. Yeah. Hold on. Easy. Cool. And click that up there. Need to track these things here. Engines, engine diagnostics. Stay above 17.5 from what I understand. Would be good.